righty. Well, hello everyone. My name is Scott Andreessen, and we're going to be getting started here in just a moment with our workshop today, The Ultimate Lead Machine, How Excavation and Septic Contractors Are Printing Money with Facebook Ads. So I'm really excited for this one. I think you guys are going to get a ton of tremendous value out of this. And so I think we can go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to start off here sharing my screen. And for those of you that are new to us, or if you've been following along, this is part of our 2025 digital dominance method for excavation and septic contractors. And this helps excavation and septic contractors for maximizing their lead flow and profitability. And what we've been doing each month is going through the different ways to create leads and market your excavation and septic company, from using your website to search engine optimization, pay per click, you name it. We go through every month with a new training to help you increase your lead flow and your sales online. And we also have a helpful resources section. If you go to this link here, excavationmarketingpros.com/quick links, you can join our free mastermind group, the Excavation and Septic Success Network. In there, we have free tools, training docs, expert interviews, and much more exclusively just for this group online. So let's get into it. First off, who is this workshop for? This is going to be geared specifically toward excavation and septic contractors, and particularly those of you that are interested in bringing in high-value leads for septic projects like installations and repairs, and other high-value excavation projects like site prep, clearing, house pads, grading, mulching, pond construction, and much more. So why Facebook ads for excavation and septic? Well, for starters, there are 240 million plus active users monthly on the Meta platform. That's huge. Your ideal customers are already scrolling Facebook and Instagram. The same ones that are doing Google searches, they're already in Facebook, Instagram, so you can reach them there as well. It provides a very hyper-targeted local way to advertise directly to them and put your business, your offer right in front of them. And it's also very budget friendly for testing and scaling leads up. So who am I? Why should you listen to me? Well, I've got 15 years experience in digital marketing. I've been an expert speaker at NAURA, that's the National On-Site Wastewater Recycling Association, at their mega conference. And there's a picture of me in the bottom right corner speaking at that event. I'm also published author of the book, Excavation and Septic Internet Marketing Profits. And there's a picture of the book. And we only serve excavation and septic businesses, giving us a very unique expertise in this field. And we've successfully launched hundreds of websites and marketing campaigns, proving that what I'm going to show you really works. During this time, we've learned what works. There you can see leads flowing into a CRM and what doesn't work. And marketing, because it is intangible, it can really feel sometimes like you're just burning money. And so the whole point of this workshop is to show you what is working in today's market using Facebook for driving high-value excavation and septic projects. And so my promise to you is that by the end of this full webinar, you'll have a complete understanding of proven best practices on how to maximize Facebook's platform for ideal excavation and septic leads for your business. Our mission at Excavation Marketing Pros is to triple the sales of 500 excavation and septic companies. So I need your attention, please. Turn off your cell phones, focus, close the door to your office, exit out of browsers, remove distractions. If you're serious, if you're an excavation business and septic owner who's serious about getting better results in the next, then the next 60 minutes will change your life. Now, here's a quote from Alex Hormozi: "Marketing always works. It's just the messaging that doesn't." I truly believe that. In that book right there, $100 Million Leads, very excellent book on lead generation tactics for your business. I would recommend you check that one out. In this workshop, you'll learn the same successful strategies that other septic, wastewater, and excavation contractors are using with their digital marketing to generate dramatic changes in their businesses and lives. Here's a dashboard screenshot of a client. $2.57 million worth of sales bids tracked in their pipeline. Another one, $433,000. Another one, $805,000. And a lot of this is going to be due to the same tactics I'm sharing with you today. And while I cannot guarantee you the same results as them, I can promise you the same blueprint that they use through this training here today with Facebook. And if you execute on these strategies that you learned today, you should definitely see an increase in the quantity and quality of leads you get online through Facebook's platform. So, what is the hardest part about selling your excavation and septic services? There's a QA button. I see some people have joined from Facebook. I see we do have people on Zoom. If you want, go ahead and chime in. You can use the QA button. What do you feel is the hardest part about selling your excavation and septic services? Is it getting quality leads? Is it following up with those leads? Is it closing the sales? I'd be curious to know. And a lot of people might be wondering that are watching this, does Facebook or Meta still matter for excavation and septic businesses? So inside of our business, a septic and excavation mastermind group, we did poll where the business owners thought their best leads were coming from. 28% said Google. 57% said Facebook. So that's really interesting that specifically, for excavation, 57%, that's what they're saying. Now, again, you can join our mastermind group if you like. It's free by going to excavationmarketingpros.com/quick links. There's a ton of free resources on that link, but one of them is this first one right here. You'll see the business mastermind group right there. So a good thing to know as we go through this workshop together and you're learning how to set up your Facebook ads for your excavation and septic services is to understand your ideal customer. And I've had conversations with contractors and I'll ask them, so who's your ideal customer? And they'll say, anyone who pays me. Now, the thing is that if you really think about it, your best customers have unique traits. The ideal jobs that you want have unique traits, and you'll see patterns there And it's very important you grasp that and take a moment to write those things down, because that is your targeting for your Facebook ads, which we're going to go over in a moment. You can target things like interests in home ownership, land, real estate, construction for builders. So your ideal customer might look something like this: residential homeowners, landowners, realtors, builders. The demographics might be between 30 and 60 years old, married with kids. They're living in rural, suburban areas. Their interests might include hunting, farming, trucks, off-roading, home improvement. Pain points: muddy yards, aging septic systems, slow drainage, building, new builds. There are categories of interests within Facebook, which we'll get into in a moment, where you can target these things. And then it's like you're putting a laser sight of where to show your ad to your ideal prospect in your service area. So the main structure, the overview of when you do these Facebook campaigns to drive leads for your business, is you're going to have a campaign, it's called, where they let you choose an objective, which could be leads, it could be driving messages to your business page, it could be getting traffic to your website. From there, you will build out ad sets, is what it's called. And in the ad set, it's going to let you pick your audience, choose their interests, their age range, the location, the budget that you want to spend, and then you can schedule out your ads right there. And then after you do those settings, there's the ads themselves. And I'll show you some of this here to come, what the ads look like. But they're basically an image or a video. You add headlines, you add text to them, and you add a CTA, or a call to action. So some of the top performing Facebook ad types for excavation and septic would be before and after photos. And a lot of you already have that. You'll take, snapshots before and snapshots after. Those make really good ads. Problem and solution ads, which could include drainage issues. You might have an image of, septic pooling in the yard. You can have video walkthroughs of job sites. Customer testimonials make amazing ads. I'll show you an example of that. And educational carousel ads. Carousel ad would basically be like a series of images, almost in a slideshow, where maybe you can be walking them through a site prep job from start to finish in phases. That would be a good example. So targeting the right audience. You can do geographic targeting by county or zip code with Facebook. You can also add detailed interests: tractors, off-grid living, construction. And you can retarget your own website visitors and people who have engaged with your Facebook business page. So if you don't have a Facebook pixel on your website, it's a huge missed opportunity, because most web traffic doesn't convert to a lead. But if you put a pixel on your website, you can continue to run ads from them even after they leave your website, and your ads will follow them around. And then you can create lookalike audiences from past leads or customer lists. A lot of excavation and septic contractors that I talk to have been in business for many years, and they might have customer lists in the hundreds and thousands. You can actually take that list with their names, their emails, their phone numbers, export it from your QuickBooks and upload it right to Facebook and run ads to those people. It will match it up for you. And then you can even make what's called a lookalike, where it will take the information of that list and take all the information it has on those people, their file, so to speak, of their geographic location, their interests, and so on. And it will create a lookalike of other people in your service area that are most similar to those customers that you've already served. Now, here's some ways I want to show you of how to make landing pages convert. And what I want to talk about here for a moment is a lot of septic and excavation contractors that do the advertising on Facebook. Most of them are doing it all wrong. They're boosting a post is what they'll do, where they'll make a little post, maybe put a picture of a job and boost it. That's not going to drive many leads. I'm not saying it won't drive any, but it's not too effective. So I'm going to show you some effective ways to drive leads. Landing pages is one option. So instead of driving them to your website that has multiple pages, a menu with all kinds of things to click on, the best approach is to keep it very simple, that when they click on a link, it goes to one page with a very simple offer. And so to give you an example, as an excavation contractor, you would likely offer land clearing, site preparation, trenching, retaining walls, forestry mulching, a bunch of different services, septic installs, etc. What's most effective is creating a clear offer for one of those services, not all of them, just one of them, driving them to a landing page for that one service and giving them a clear offer, which could be a free estimate or a site evaluation, and having them either go through a pre-qualifying form, which I'll show you, or they can call you right from that landing page, which you would want to be fast loading, mobile optimized. In almost all cases, your traffic from Facebook leads is going to be using a mobile device. On a lead capture form, on the website, you can have name, phone number, their location, the service they needed. And you can also, on a landing page, put your testimonials and social proof, where you would want to use some sort of a widget or tool that brings in your Facebook reviews or Google reviews right onto that page, actual real reviews. Here's an example of an ad of a client of ours that's using testimonials. This is an actual client that they videotaped going over their process for a septic installation. This is a very powerful ad. And so the best sales tool you have is your own clients. And so for sure, you have the ability to contact some of those clients and ask them about your service and record them on your smartphone. In this case, we actually sent out a videographer to their site, but you don't need to be that advanced or whatever. You could just do it with a smartphone. My point is, use the tools you got. If you have happy clients, try there first. And you'd be surprised. A lot of them would be more than happy to give you a testimonial that you can use then as an ad. Now, another option you have is you may be thinking to yourself, well, geez, I don't have fancy landing pages, or heck, I don't even have a website. That's okay. There is the option with Facebook to run ads with their lead form. Now, the cool thing about their lead form is you can add your own custom questions. And these questions should be designed to disqualify the type of jobs you don't want. And so when I talk with excavation and septic contractors and we get on the subject about Facebook, and I say, you know, well, have you tried that before? What have results been like? And yeah, I've done it before, or it's brought some leads, but they're not good quality. And I ask them, well, what did you do to drive those leads? And a lot of times it's, well, I boosted a post. That's why the quality sucks, is because you have no filter there. With a lead form, you can put your pre-qualifying questions up front, your sales questions, to know if they're a tire kicker. And so some basics that you would want would be, of course, the name, the phone, the email, the city that they're in, which these are all pre-populated, by the way. The potential customer wouldn't even need to type those into a Facebook form. It's done automatically. But some custom questions that I would recommend putting in there is, first off, are they the sole decision maker, or is there a partner or spouse? You want to make sure that whoever is filling out that form for your service, that they are the ones who can write the check. I would then want a question on there of what type of service are you looking for? And make sure that's in line with what the ad is about. So in this instance, if let's say we're doing an ad for a septic installation, the question would be, what type of septic service are you needing? Or are you looking for a septic installation or repair? Have them tell you that. You would then want to pre-qualify in a couple other ways, like perhaps after we put together a proposal, what will you, and you like what you see, what will you do next? This is kind of a financial pre-qualifier that works really well. And then I recommend going as far as to asking how soon they're willing to start if everything meets all their conditions of satisfaction. So after you see the proposal, you like what you see, will you be willing to move forward with some method of payment or loan? That's a very well qualified lead and creates a high probability sale, assuming they fill it out the right way, which they do. They do actually answer these questions. And a mistake I see in the sales process, in my opinion, is when the excavation or septic contractor just takes a phone call, says, "Oh, okay, you need this job done. Let me go on out there." And then they drive 45 minutes to an hour across town, get there, chit chat with the prospect, just to find out that that prospect has no money. You know, no matter the price, they just have no money to invest. So I think it's better to get that kind of information up front. So they fill out the form. Your clear offer in the ad would be like a get quote. You can actually put that in your ad, get quote. The benefits of the lead capture form, like I said, from Facebook, is it does include the name, phone, city, email, all come preloaded. And another cool little feature with this, an added bonus, a ninja hack, if you will, is that you have certain options of what happens next after the person fills out the form. One is you can have it auto reply Facebook Messenger. So after they fill out the form, it auto replies all their responses in Messenger, so they have a record of that. But it does something extra that's really cool. Not only did you get their name, their phone, their email, and all that information, but now you have their personal profile on Facebook. So you can reach out to them one-on-one that way. So that's a phone, an email, and a way to message them directly on Facebook. Pretty cool, right? So I would recommend, with the preloaded questions, name, phone number, city, email, you have 3 to 5 sales pre-qualifiers to weed out tire kickers. Another one that you could do would be our minimum projects start at $5,000. Is this within your budget? Yes or no? This is how you convert high value project leads from Facebook. Is you need to have these filters in place. So some offers that get clicks, that get attention, are free estimates, limited availability, creating scheduling urgency. You can do spring specials, save $500 on a septic installation. Rainy season coming, solve drainage issues now. And then some ad copy tips that I want to cover with you. Speak their language. So what I mean by this is, for excavation and septic contractors, you're going to have 2 sets of clients. You're going to have your residential and your commercial, right? And the language that you put into these ads, the copy, is going to be very, very different if that ad is geared towards a homeowner or if it's geared towards a builder. So let me give you an example. A homeowner ad might go along the lines of, are you tired of your yard being a swamp? Okay. But to a home builder, a GC, right, that's not going to get their attention. That's not what they care about. An ad that would get their attention would be something to the effect of, are you looking for a respected, or are you looking for a reliable septic contractor to do your site prep, or a reliable excavation contractor to do your site prep on time, on budget? And the wording is going to be very different between the two, is what I'm trying to say there. Short, clear sentences, you can call them out as well. And so this is important. When you start off the ads with for residential, you would want to start off with like homeowners in, and list your county or counties. Same thing with builders and GCs. Home builders in, county name. Do you need site prep services? By calling out directly to them, you disqualify all the others, which is what you want. If you're trying to be something to everyone, you're going to be nothing. So you want to call out to your target audience. I recommend using emojis. It really helps to break up the text. So you can test with or without. We have good results using emojis. And visually, I just think it's a little more fun to look at than just plain text. And then always use the strong call to action. So when you're putting together these ads, okay, there's 2 types of ad copy in the marketing world. There's 2 types. There's short copy and there's long copy. And they both work. We've tested both. And so an example of short copy would be just a few lines. You know, homeowners tired of dealing with septic problems? Contact us for a free quote. Just a few lines, very basic. Okay, that's one way. The other way, which is proven to work as well and can generate very high quality leads, because the buyers will read through the long content, would be the long copy ads. And when I say long copy, I'm going to show you in a moment what I mean. But these ads can run 1,500 words or more. So that right there, that long novel, is an example of a long copy ad. And if you're new to marketing and you see something like this, you might be thinking, "Oh my gosh, I would never read through all that." Well, the potential customer that truly is serious about hiring someone for what you do, like a septic install, maybe the septic system has failed. They see this, they're interested, they will read through it. And the bottom line is, because an ad like this is so long, if someone is taking the time to put together an ad this long, then it must be important. Otherwise, they never would have taken this much time to write all this out. That's the perception. But don't take my word for it. I would research this person right here, David Ogilvy, that professionals in marketing will all know who he is. If you're new to marketing and you want to learn about long copy sales writing and the psychology behind it, I would recommend you research this guy, who is pretty much the father of advertising, as you see there, and see how he words things. So by this point, you're learning what these ads look like. You're learning how to set up these campaigns. But you must have a lead follow-up system or this whole thing will fall apart. That's the truth of the matter. You have to have this system in place. So they've done studies that, for instance, if someone calls a business and it goes to voicemail or they fill out a form, if they don't get a call back within 5 minutes, they're usually on to the next competitor, your competitor, and your odds of getting ghosted are very high. So what I recommend you do is get a good CRM that's going to automate text and emails immediately. That after they fill out a form, they're getting a text message and an email that you got their inquiry, that you're reviewing it, and you're going to be in touch with them soon. And I would even ask them a question. May I call you in a little bit? Try and get them to engage back with you. You want to do all this within 5 minutes. Now, the next thing I would do is I would have a sales script ready. Because depending on where you're at in business, you need to have a predictable sales system in place. And if every time a lead comes in, something is being said differently, that creates a very inconsistent sales cycle. So what I mean by having a predictable sales system in place, I mean exactly that the questions that you ask the prospect each time you get them on the phone need to be the same. If it's you doing most of the talking and they're listening, guess what? You're losing. You're losing that sales call. So it should be you asking some well-pointed questions to see if you can help them, to see if they're financially viable, to see if they want, need, and can afford your services now before you're going out to the site visit. And I recommend the best approach is to have a sales script ready, because chances are You're going to be in your truck, or you're going to be in your excavator, or you have an office staff. You have someone ready to take calls in your office that they can have a very simple script ready of here's what we need to know. And then like clockwork, you have a system in place. And then track follow-up status. Are they hot? Are they warm? Or are they cold? So here's what your lead nurture system will look like. We discussed an automated follow-up system. Now you need an actual lead nurture system. This is what creates that compounding effect of your marketing, of that long-term, stable and predictable sales system. So you don't have these peaks and valleys. Is most leads won't book right away. You have to nurture them over time. So you can use your CRM to send out automated text follow-ups on day 1, 3, 7, and 14. And then send them out email sequences. Frequently asked questions about the type of project they're inquiring about, testimonials, before and after photos, seasonal tips. The whole point of this is to stay top of mind, that as weeks go by, and maybe they were lukewarm month 1 because they knew that they were 2 to 3 months out, as long as they continue to get emails from you, you're going to stay top of mind. And then when they are ready to buy, they're going to know right where to go. They don't need to go to a Google search. They've been seeing your emails. You're not a stranger. Monthly newsletters with helpful advice. That's another way to do it. Retarget leads with the Facebook ads. So as they fill out forms on Facebook or your website, they're pixeled, right? Because you will have set up your Facebook pixel. That after they fill out the forms, you want to stay in front of them on other websites, on other platforms. And that's what retargeting lets you do. So you can create ads for your business that follow them around for up to 180 days. Keep your brand top of mind until they're ready to hire. So what kind of budget and results can you expect from marketing your excavation and septic services on Facebook? Well, I would start with a minimum of $20 to $30 per day. I would expect anywhere from $20 to $80 per lead is what we're seeing, on up to $100. That's common. Track your cost per lead, your click-through rate, and your return on ad spend. And you will be able to determine your cost to acquire a customer on Facebook. And you would be amazed, after doing this for years, it's very reliable that your cost per lead in your county or your service areas is going to be pretty similar month after month. You'll get a good gauge for that. When you start getting clients, your cost to acquire a customer based on that monthly ad budget are going to be very similar. You may have some good months or bad months, but overall, the data will show you what your cost per lead and cost per customer is, and that's how you scale this up. The other nice thing is that when you get this dialed in right, you will get a treasure trove of information, such as your best performing ads. And so what starts out as testing, ad copy, and this kind of thing, that you'll get ads that will work, that will drive a low cost per lead, but then the natural way of the world is those ads are going to fatigue after a little bit. You're going to need new ads. So you put in new ads. Some of those will work, some of those won't work. You can see the winners. Facebook will show you the winners. Your CRM will track exactly what ad drove that lead. You want to keep your winners, turn off your losers, and as time goes by, you have built a library of winning ads. So hopefully that makes sense. It's not a, let's go ahead and try Facebook for a month and see if it works. It works. Mistakes to avoid. Sending traffic to the homepage of your website. Don't do that. It never works. No tracking in place. If you're not prepared to track leads, and by track leads, well, I'll have them sent to my inbox, or I'll have them call my phone and I'll keep the records on my phone. That's not really tracking leads. That's the end result, of you getting a lead, but it's not a systemized way of tracking actual leads, the source of the lead, the cost per lead, the cost per customer. That's tracking. No follow-up system. Again, if you're not prepared to have automated follow-ups with AI now, which is really good, I would avoid doing the ads. Do the follow-up system. Poor creatives would include bad photos, no proof, weak ad copy. This is Bob's Excavation. We provide high quality excavation services. Call now. We need customers. That would be an example of weak ad copy. Good ad copy would include unique selling propositions. Good unique selling propositions might include warranties on your systems that you sell in your excavating work. Guarantees that you can offer that your competitors don't. The other mistake is giving up too soon. Data takes time. So keep that in mind, that you need to know your numbers. If, let's say you're selling a septic system and you know that the average ticket is $20,000 and you have a gross profit margin of 50%, which is $10,000, and maybe end all be all, you have a net profit of $5,500 to $6,000. How much are you willing to invest for one client, for one septic install client? If you have a net profit of $5,000 to $6,000. Well, your break even is going to be $5,000 to $6,000. That worst case scenario, you sell just one and you've spent $5,000 on Facebook ads, that you're going to break even. If you sell one job and it only costs you $2,500, then you've made a $2,500 profit. And you've discovered a new way to get people to raise their hand and bring in high quality leads at the same time and close deals from total strangers. So one case study of a septic company in Texas, 35 leads in the first 3 weeks. Average cost per lead is $31. Average price of book job, $12,000 to $25,000. They use 4 image ads, a combination of long copy and short copy ads. These numbers, of course, are going to vary state by state, location by location. Just wanted to share that. Some tools we recommend would be use of a good CRM for automation and landing pages. Facebook Ads Manager, so not boosted posts. I know how easy it is to just go in and boost a post, but chances are that's why you're not getting results. It's because you're just boosting posts. A great tool for image creation would be Canva. Doesn't require any technical skills whatsoever. Can make high quality images. CapCut for doing quick videos. That's a cool tool, so check that out. So here's how to get started with Facebook ads for your excavation or septic business. Step 1, define your service area and offers. Step 2, build a simple lead-focused landing page or just simply use a lead form on Facebook. Step 3 is launch one ad set per service. So what I mean by that is you will have your campaign up top. And within a campaign, you start off with what's called an ad set. So your campaign might be called My Excavating Services. One ad set could be septic installation ads. Within that ad set would be ads for your septic install services. The next ad set could be land clearing ads. And then that ad set would include only land clearing ads, land clearing ad copy, land clearing images, and so on. Step 4, follow up fast with those leads using automation and AI from your CRM and track your results. I can't tell you how many excavation and septic contractors I've talked to over the years where I've said, you know, where are you getting your leads from? And you know, they'll say, well, I don't know. You know, I know they're coming in. Or they'll say, yeah, you know, I get leads from Facebook. And well, how do you know that? Well, because I'm running ads. Well, how do you know they're not coming from your website or from your Google business profile? Well, I don't. That's why you want tracking in place, is because you can let it do the heavy lifting for you so you don't have to ask or guess. It's just going to automatically track where they came from. Otherwise, you could be spending thousands on Facebook ads and not even know if it's really working or not. So if you have some questions, you can use the QA button in here and ask away. Otherwise, we're pretty much coming to the end of this workshop. And for free resources, again, go to excavationmarketingpros.com/quick links. You can also book a one-on-one strategy call with me if you like by going to excavationmarketingpros.com/schedule. And I encourage you to join our free Facebook mastermind group. There's a picture of it there called the Elite Excavation and Septic Success Network. And that's pretty much it. So I want to thank you for joining us, and keep testing, keep tracking, keep improving. You guys now have the blueprint. So all you have to do is get to it. And it looks like we may have a question here from Mark. Is there a FEM program you recommend? I don't know what FEM is, so you would have to elaborate on that or maybe rephrase it a little differently. I'm not familiar with that term or acronym, FEM program. You can also, a CRM. Okay, thank you. CRM. So, yeah, I do. We recommend using what's called the lead connector. That is by a company called High Level. I would say that's the best one because it does the automation and the marketing. It even lets you do charging customers and through credit card, digital invoices, all that. but it's very good for tracking the leads, and it's very good for the automation. That would be my best one to recommend. Other ones that people use are like House Call Pro and Joist. Those are CRMs, but they do not do the lead tracking, and they don't do the automation from the marketing. So hopefully that's helpful for you. Any other questions? Going once, going twice. I think we're good. All right. Well, listen, I want to thank everyone who's tuning in for their time. Hopefully you found tremendous value out of this. Now go get it done. Enjoy the rest of your day, and happy marketing. Take care. Bye.
Hey there, excavation pros. If you enjoyed today's podcast, make sure to like and subscribe to our podcast and channel. Leave us your feedback and let us know how we did. And hey, if you're interested in taking your excavation or septic business to the next level online, make sure you visit excavationmarketingpros.com today and take advantage of our free resources and mastermind group for excavation and septic industry professionals.